Could the Dallas Mavericks sign veteran forward/center Kevin Love? Report out there that the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to buy Love out, which means he will be able to sign with any team he wants. Welcome into Mavericks Today. I am Harrison Graham. Let's talk about K Love a little bit here, who has put up okay splits this year, but kind of found his way out of the Cavs rotation. Has played in just 41 games this year, but decent numbers, 8.5 points, almost 7 rebounds, 35.4% from three. Obviously, the field goal percentage, not where you would want it. You would hope that would be in the 40s somewhere. Listen, we've talked about LaMarcus Aldridge working out for the Mavs. There's always room for stretch bigs, and he can stretch more than Aldridge can. Aldridge isn't a three-point shooter, and unlike LaMarcus Aldridge, Kevin Love has actually played this year. So you've got that as well. Another advantage I would say he has is I think he's a better rebounder. Does it really add to your weaknesses on this roster? I mean, I don't think Kevin Love hurts, but I don't think he's stopping, teams getting downhill and scoring around the basket. I mean, I guess he's a little bulkier than a guy like Aldridge if you wanted to bring him in, but it still doesn't really help your need for interior talent. But you need more talent in general. So, I'd be open to Kevin Love. I guess you ask yourself this question. Would you rather have Kevin Love or, I don't know, insert a name for me, Coop, McKinley Wright, Frank Ntilikina? I know that different positions, but Markieff Morris, who you got in the trade? Maybe. Is he in your rotation? I don't know the answer to that question, but pick and pop game could be fun with him and Kyrie, him and Luka, because he could still shoot the three ball pretty well. So I'm intrigued by it. I don't think it's some game-changing acquisition if the Mavs make it, and quite frankly, I don't think the Mavs will necessarily be at the top of Kevin Love's list. But it'll be interesting. I'll be interested to see where he goes for the rest of this season. What do you guys think? Should the Mavs sign K Love? Type S for sign or P for pass. Get your votes in down in the comment section below. Now, our next milestone is 22,000 subscribers here on Mavericks Today, and do it for our guy Rolando Blattman. We are just over 650 subscribers away from 22K. Help us get there. We're publishing 3, 4, 5 Mavericks videos per day, and All-Star break is per week. 3 per day. Wow. I mean, we're gonna have to get to 222,000 subs, but hey, you got to dream big, right? Hit that sub button. Weekly videos, 3, 4, 5 per week. All-Star break is here. Then it's going to be a push for the playoffs. So subscribe today if you want more Mavericks coverage. Is Kyrie Irving expected to stay in Dallas? Report from Woj, and I think Stein has mentioned this as well, that the Mavs in Irving will more likely continue their partnership beyond this season. Here's what Woj had to say. He says, I think it's more likely than not Kyrie Irving stays in Dallas just because of what they invested in him and his chance to get the kind of contract he wants for all the reasons they traded for him. They were at a shortage of talent around Luka Dončić. Hopefully this thing goes well enough. It's never going to be perfect with Kyrie Irving. That's definitely true. But given the fact they gave up Dallas, or what they gave up, and Dallas' track record of being willing to pay players who want to be there, I think it's more likely than not Kyrie Irving is in Dallas. Look, I think it's reassuring when Woj or Shams report something like this. But, we didn't think Jalen Brunson would leave in free agency either. And look, if there's an adjective to describe Kyrie Irving, it's unpredictable. We don't know what the hell he's going to do, and I do think a lot of it will hinge on how he and Luka Dončić get along on and off the court over the next couple months and into the playoffs and what kind of success they have. I would say, Coop, feel free to chime in. 65, 70% he re-signs with Dallas. I think there's a good chance. I don't think it's a lock, though, right?
Yeah, that's about where I'm at. I'd say 65, 70%.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with Kyrie. I think he'll be back, but, the next 6 to 8 weeks will certainly dictate quite a bit. Today's sponsor, before we get to more on Kyrie, is BetUS. If you guys want to go have some fun during the All-Star break, go bet on the three-point contest, dunk contest, All-Star game itself, and then, of course, Mavericks games in the second half of the season. BetUS is the place to do it. Go to chatsports.com/MFFL, promo code MFFL. You want a tip? Bet on the over the rest of the year for Mavericks games because they're going to score a lot and they're going to give up a lot of points. So create an account today, chatsports.com/MFFL. Use our promo code MFFL. All right, more on Kyrie. Did not play last night with back tightness, and you're kind of thinking, here we go. I'm not going to freak out about it. That's a road game in Denver that you probably weren't going to win anyway. But you just you want to get the good vibes going as soon as possible. Him and Luka have not won a game together yet. They've only played 2 together, but you want to kind of get that first one, so hopefully you can get the train on the tracks a little bit here. Woj had this to say as well about Kyrie. He says they didn't give that up for Kyrie to be a rental for them. I think it's going to be a negotiation. They'll probably want to get Kyrie on a short of a deal as they can. You keep leverage as an organization, and you keep trade value on if he's on a shorter deal and things go awry. But certainly, they're all invested in making this work. So maybe do a 2-year max with Kyrie. We'll have to wait and see. What do you think? Will Kyrie stay with the Mavs beyond this year? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I think he will. Now, I don't think it'll be a 4 or 5 year deal, but I do think Kyrie will be back beyond this season. His max is 4 for 200, by the way, so can't go more than 4 years. But I could see like 2 for 100, 2-year deal, 2 for 90, something like that. We'll have to wait and see. Let's get you caught up on the latest around Christian Wood. He has not been offered a new contract, according to a new report. There was, I think Shams mentioned that they had made some sort of a contract offer back a few weeks ago before his hand injury. But here's the latest from Callie Kaplan of the Dallas Morning News. She says, Wood, making $14.3 million in his final season of a 3-year deal, remains eligible until June 30th to sign a contract extension worth up to 4 years and $77 million if the Mavericks offer one. A person familiar with the negotiations confirmed Dallas front office has not offered Wood a contract extension, despite recent national reporting to the contrary. Doing so would appear unlikely to benefit the Mavericks roster building flexibility as they evaluate long-term prospects with the controversy-ridden Irving. It's such a weird thing with Christian Wood because you look at the raw stats and you're like, this is a guy you keep. This is like a fringe all-star. I mean, he shoots the light out of it from the floor and three-point range. He's a good rebounder, but he's not very good defensively for whatever reason. Him and Jason Kidd don't seem to be on the same page. Now, he had some fun at the trade deadline saying, beat y'all's trade rumors, but if you don't re-sign him, I mean, he almost rather would have traded him, right? Because then you would have maybe gotten something for him. But we'll have to wait and see. He also tweeted this out, said, got to watch y'all disrespect like I haven't been efficiently hooping all year, using it as motivation. He's not wrong. Like, you guys saw the numbers. He's inefficient. He is efficient as hell, not inefficient. He's efficient as hell offensively. There's just something off. Like, I don't know if it's a Wood problem. I don't know if it's a J. Kidd problem. I don't know if it's just you can't defend, so we're not going to play you heavy minutes, or is there effort going on that end? I'm not sure. He had a stretch about a month ago, 5 weeks ago, where he was actually defending pretty well and blocking shots, 2 blocks per game for I think 7 or 8 games in a row, but that has kind of gone away here. So we'll see. I think just like Kyrie, a lot will dictate on the next 6 to 8 weeks. And as weird as it sounds, it's probably more likely Kyrie returns than Christian Wood at this point in time. What do you guys think? Will the Mavs keep Christian Wood? Type K for keep, type L for let go. I still would probably like to keep him because who are you replacing him with in free agency? I don't know the answer to that question. K for keep, L for let go. What do you think happens with C. Wood? All right, that's going to do it for today's episode of Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. Hit that sub button. Let's get to 22 for Row, and we'll keep it moving here on the channel. Enjoy the All-Star break. We'll have some more videos coming up soon, so stay tuned here on the channel.